Manchester United play like crap again against Aston Villa.
This is our fourth clean sheet in this season, and that tells something about the control we have in and out of possession.
All things considered, what is your number one takeaway from
This team sucks.
Man City keep rolling. Chelsea get held to a draw. Liverpool win again. And Tottenham throw away a 2-goal lead. Pitch side report. All right, so welcome back. This is the Pitch Side Report. We talk about football, soccer, the beautiful game that we all love to watch, and we mainly touch on the Premier League. So we're going to go over the Matchday 7 recap, which will be the last soccer games we have in the Prem for a couple weeks. We have the international break coming up. So let's dive right into it. Of course, the first team I'm going to chat about is going to be Manchester United. You know, it's sort of sad, but hey, my team, my favorite team, so we're going to talk about how shit they played first. So Manchester United versus Aston Villa. What a terrible game. What a boring game to watch. Definitely one of the most boring games to watch of the year so far. And I wasn't expecting that off the go, but you know, it made sense. Aston Villa coming off a big win versus Bayern Munich, and Manchester United have just been playing like shit for as long as I can remember, to be honest with you. Ten Hag sets up to, I feel like in this game, Ten Hag set the team up to not lose, right? So not really to dominate whatsoever, not to actually capitalize, maybe try to hit them on the break. With the tactics, though, Emery employed, that didn't really give us the opportunity, right? Their line was not that high. Most exciting thing during the game would have been when the ref was messing with his microphone. I swear to you, I kid you not. From the news that I've been hearing, today's Monday when I'm recording this, so from the news that I've been hearing, doesn't look like they're going to fire him, and they have to fire him. Right now, we are doing worse than we did last year. Last year was the worst start ever. This year's the worst start ever. I mean, there has to be someone better that can lead us to the promised land of winning again, at least playing good football. That's all I care about at the end of the day. And honestly, neither team really looked like they wanted to win this game. Very stagnant game. One shot on target for Aston Villa. We had 4 shots on target, and those were not very good shots per se. Now, Aston Villa, they're going to be happy that they kept a draw against a top team in Manchester United, but it's a top team on paper. If we keep Ten Hag, dude, I don't even want to be pessimistic, or I'm not even trying to be negative. I don't know if we finish top 8 with Ten Hag. I don't know. Not at this point, not the way we're currently playing. So at this point, if you want Ten Hag in, you basically want Manchester United to stay the same level that we've been at, and which has honestly been pretty poor.
This is our fourth clean sheet.
I'm not even really going to vent on the players. I feel like the players have given up on him, and the players are already not at certain levels. So it is what it is. I don't think Rasmus Højlund should be the starter. You know, people can talk. People are going to have their own opinions about Xerxes. I think he's a much better player as far as what a team needs, as far as linking up the play, field IQ, and overall finishing. Better than Højlund, in my opinion. So for Rasmus to start as soon as he's fit doesn't make any sense to me.
Rasmus Højlund is just in the season. He is not up to 100% fitness, match fitness, and he is our goal scorer. Would say our best goal scorer.
No, I know what it is. It's bullshit.
And it just shows again that this coach chooses the players that run more than the players that actually know ball. Where's Ahmad? Ahmad doesn't get to play in this game. I don't know. Like, how is Ahmad not in this game? And then where's Lindelof coming from? Lindelof, I don't even know how many games he's played this year, and he's in the game. So it just seems like he's putting the players. It seems like he's just guessing at this point. He doesn't know who is going to make it work right. Maybe there was an injury, and I wasn't aware or not aware of it. But some substitutions like that, you know, they just don't make any sense. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Manchester United will keep Ten Hag through the international break, or do you think that his time is up? Based on the recent news that I've seen, I think he should be fired, but I don't think they're going to fire him. So it's quite sad. We're going to continue to see Manchester United pretty much toil in this 17th to 11th spot range, to be honest with you. I mean, we're playing shit against all the teams, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, next up, we got Brentford versus Wolves. This was actually one of the best games of the weekend. I mean, quite exciting from the jump. I mean, Brentford, they came out serious again, and I don't know what it is with Wolves, but they love to concede very early in games. I believe they conceded early in the last game they played too. First cross of the game, man marking was non-existent, and yeah, goal for Brentford. You would think the momentum would swing against Wolves at this point, but then again, Cunha. He's a baller, man. He is the main player for Wolves who is always creating the opportunities, scoring the goals, and being the most clutch, man. And without him this season, if he gets injured, they're definitely going down 100%. Or they're going to struggle. It's going to be a whole nother season without Cunha, at least for Wolves. And then after this, it really did turn into quite the exciting game that I was not expecting to have. 17th minute, VAR decides that it's time for a pin. And with this one, I feel that it just depends on the day, because sometimes they catch this type of wrestling, tugging, jostling around, and then sometimes they don't. They don't call it at all, and VAR, they're deciding games nowadays. So is what it is. There always is some type of fighting going on in the box, so it's hard to decide sometimes what is the foul, when to do the foul. But thank God I'm not a ref. Wolves, they fight back, get a goal back. And the goal was actually a decent touch by the striker to get it in. Very, very striker-esque finish. Minutes later, though, Brentford, they were pressing the hell out of Wolves and not letting them breathe at all. Wolves, they make a mistake. Brentford gets the ball back and some decent passes to get an open shot on goal, and they take the lead. So pretty cutthroat, and then again, it's back up 3-2. Which this is actually another game that had 6 goals within the first half. So anytime that happens, you're excited, especially as a neutral fan. From here, I assumed Brentford would win, and yeah, they turned out to get some more goals. They ended up getting one more in the second half, and Brentford is going to love a result like this, man. Scoring this many goals, getting your team fired up. Now, it sucks that it's an international break, so now that the momentum could slow down, but they're definitely going to want to get results like this against Wolves. All right, next up, we are going to go over Arsenal versus Southampton. Now, of course, Arsenal, they're going to be expected to win this game, but they take every game just so serious. And this one actually started off pretty dicey. Both teams at it from the get-go. And Southampton, they were definitely holding their own. Definitely some chances here and there, appeals for penalties, yada, yada, yada. But overall, pretty stalemate first half, I would say. But second half begins, Southampton actually get the first goal, which when you're thinking that this is going on, I'm thinking, uh-oh, Arsenal, they're going to have some trouble. Like, is it going to be the time that they lose? But nope. They even it up pretty quickly afterwards. Kai Havertz. From then on, Arsenal basically took the momentum. And in the 67th minute, yet another goal by Martinelli to take the lead, which was a decent ball in by Saka. I mean, as far as, near post goal, but hey, it's sometimes hard to get those as a keeper when it just flashes in so high when you may not be expecting the defender to save it, or the attacker to save it. So you're guessing that Arsenal is going to keep their momentum, and then the 87th minute, as Southampton is trying to get the equalizer, they make a mistake, and then Arsenal capitalizes. So, and I wouldn't say it's the best goal ever, but misfortunes, they had the momentum on their side, and Saka behind to get the goal. We'll say mad respect for Southampton, because they came to play. They didn't just sit back and just let Arsenal dominate them. And also in this process, they were not expected to be the winning team. Leicester City versus Bournemouth, and this one was another kind of boring one. They at least had a goal, which came from Leicester City in the 16th minute. Other than that, it was a pretty even game. Both of these teams are going to be facing each other as far as the points, most likely towards the end of the season. So Leicester City's going to be hella happy they came out with the win, but not going to really talk too much on this one. Leicester City gets the win, and yeah, Bournemouth, they're going to want to wish they got this one back in the future match. They're definitely want to get a they're definitely going to want to get a much better result to have a better chance, whether that be staying up or or finishing in a higher position. They did almost get an equalizer later on in the game, but it was ruled off for offsides. All right, next up, we are going to touch over Manchester City versus Fulham, which, hey, I was expecting Man City to win this game, but not in this type of manner. Fulham, they're definitely starting to compete more and more, and I think they're definitely not going to go down. They're definitely going to challenge mid-table, I believe. This one, it did start off quite surprising with Fulham getting the goals starting in the 26th minute with actually an awesome assist for the goal. Though Man City, like clockwork, are able to get the equalizer pretty quick. From there on, though, it's pretty much a stalemate up until the second half. So second half starts. Kovacic, who has been playing hella well, I think he's a baller. And then I think at Chelsea, he was just kind of slept on, played a real much deeper role. And for City, he is being put in the right positions to help him, and he's able to get the equalizer. From then on, you really felt that Manchester City was probably going to take the lead and really, not let up at all. In the 82nd minute, you had another goal by Manchester City, which on this goal, just too much power on the shot, and tough one for the goalie. Though Fulham, I mean, they did make it tough. They ended up scoring later in the game to show on paper that it was a more serious game, and much respect to them. They showed up to play, and you can't fault a team that does that, especially a team that's not expected to win. So mad respect from Fulham. But yeah, Manchester City keep rolling. And Manchester City still hasn't lost. Yeah, you probably love to see it if you're a City fan. And then also, this is playing without Rodri, so yeah, this is something you definitely want to see. All right, next we're going to touch over the first place team, Liverpool. And the way this game started, Crystal Palace, I mean, within the first minute, they almost got a goal. It was ruled off to be offsides, but that was not the way you were thinking it was going to start. And then 8 minutes later, Diego Jota, he was able to get the goal. And, I mean, from then on, you're going to think that it's, Crystal Palace, they have no goals in them, so where are the goals going to come from? So assume that they would lose at that point. And, that's tough, man. They didn't get many chances. I think they only had 2 shots up to the 60th minute in the game. So, yeah, they got to get something going over there. Tough to see the Alisson news. He went off injured with a hamstring injury, which I don't think that's the first time. I think it happened last year. I think he was out for like half the season last year as well with some hamstring issues. So that's going to be an issue for Liverpool. Now, will the goalkeeper they have come in and step up? We shall see. But that's very unfortunate for Alisson, and hopefully, he gets better sooner than later. But hamstring ones are tough, man, and you got to take your time on those. Overall, not a terrible game to watch for being 1-0. But yeah, Crystal Palace, they just couldn't finish, and then when they did, they were offside, so tough one. Next, we're going to go over West Ham, Ipswich. West Ham was able to get some goals on this one. West Ham versus Ipswich. This one started off quick. He had 2 goals, I think, within the first 15 minutes. And then, Aston Villa, they were able to get the goal towards the end of the first half. And then pretty much from there, they rolled on. Again, Ipswich Town showing themselves, but they're going to always be the underdog, and it's going to be a tough one for them as far as the individual players go, especially for West Ham. So, and the fact that Ipswich is the away team, so it's going to be a tough one for them. They end up losing this one 4-1 overall. Yeah, Ipswich Town, I mean, they're not going to be too disappointed results like this. It's going to be the lower level teams that they're going to want to continue to try to get results against and beat. But West Ham, they're going to like that they're scoring more goals. But, just another mid-table battle in this one. For Everton versus Newcastle, a tough one to watch, a boring one to watch overall. Ended in no goals, so a draw. A game that Newcastle is probably going to be disappointed about overall, and Everton is probably going to be, thank God we didn't lose that game. We actually got some points. So that's all I'll say about that one, and we continue moving. And kind of same with the Chelsea game. Wasn't as boring. 0-0s. Not a fan. Chelsea they had a ton of shots, man. Ton of shots. And a lot not be on target. And Nottingham Forest, they're actually down a man 80th minute. So, Chelsea's going to wish they would have got the goals to try to get them. But in this game, where I was watching, Forest, they were playing much better than you would have expected. So it's just one of those games where they showed up. Chelsea kind of a little slow on the start off. And, this is going to be a huge point for Nottingham Forest to not lose a point here and to leave with something. And for Chelsea, they're going to want to get this one back. But I think Chelsea's going to just keep on rolling. I think they just have a lot of potential as far as their team to fully gel together. And yeah, what they're doing is exciting. Tottenham versus Brighton game, man. And this one, best game of the weekend overall as far as the emotional side of it. It didn't have the most goals, but the way that Brighton came back and the way that Tottenham capitulated, wow. Now, Tottenham, what I will say is they were the away team. And when you're the away team and a team begins to come back against you, the momentum is overwhelming. You feel it. You can see the momentum. So, Tottenham, they go up 2-0 first half. They go into halftime thinking that the game's fucking over. You know how these Tottenham players think? Like, they're still at this level where they're thinking, and let me know if I'm wrong. Tottenham thinks they're here. They're really here. Right? It's like Manchester United. People think we're here. Oh, bro, but the team is here. You know what I'm saying? We're not where we really are in reality. So, Tottenham think they're smooth sailing. All we got to do is hold a draw. We don't got to really try too hard. Yada, yada, yada. We can just go with the flow. And they got caught, man. They got caught by a team that always plays well as far as, like, the individuals, right? Brighton's necessarily not a team of stars in the team lineup. All-rounded good ballers. But I'm saying, like, superstars. You know what I mean? Like, I guess Tottenham doesn't have superstars either. But, Madison, Werner, they have more expensive players. Easier to say. Because I wouldn't say they're that good either. And that's kind of also what I'm saying. Like, the expectation people have on Tottenham, I think, is absolutely ridiculous. I think they're far off from being where the fan base wants them to be from the old Poch days. And I think they're more or less before that time period. And they're back to their, hey, we're a 6th place, 12th place, 10th place type team. You know what I mean? At least that's what it looks like. They have got the coach, but they do not have the players. And yeah, I think some of these players got to get shipped out. You know what I mean? They're too complacent where they're at to a degree. And yeah, they got caught out, man. Once that momentum once that momentum caught up, Brighton was able to equalize. It was over from there. I think once I saw them equalize, I was like, oh, they're going to get another goal. And what do you know? 10 minutes later, they get another goal. And it's a great win by Brighton. Great win by Brighton. Tottenham, they're going to wish they got this one back. But like I said, once that momentum swings against you, not much you really can do. And those who have played soccer or really any sport where you've been the winning team and you can feel the other team coming back and it's like you're trying to get hey, snap out of it, snap back into it. But there's just nothing you can do. The momentum is already with them. They're just playing it, and it's crazy how it works with sports. But if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. Again, this is the Pitch Side Report. We talk about soccer, football, the beautiful game that we all love to watch. If you're feeling the vibe, subscribe. If you are trying to get on here and chat, let me know, leave me a comment or shoot me an email. That way we can get you set up and we'll have a conversation about the beautiful game. All right. We got the international break is what's coming up. So I'll probably do some other content in between as far as the games. Hopefully Team USA gets a game in and we'll talk about them. But yeah, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. And until the next time, later.
It will come. More reasons. Sometimes it's the form. Rasmus Højlund is just in the season. He is not up to 100% fitness, match fitness, and he is our goal scorer. Would say our best goal scorer, but also others. We know